Happy September 1st. As you all know, this is the first official day of our challenge. If you did not watch yesterday's video, I know it was long. I know it takes time, but it's the overview of the entire challenge. So even if you just have to watch it 5 minutes at a time until you get it all in, please make sure you watch that. I know today we added a couple of people already. So if you still know people who aren't in the group and they want to get in the group, they've got to get started like right now or they're going to miss out. So as promised, through this group, I'm going to try to hop on here live at least once a day. I may end up on here twice today because we're going to be traveling tomorrow and I'm not sure what my service will be like. So we'll see. But today we're going to talk about reach outs and we're going to talk about your social media profile. So you guys, I'm a Lavelle promoter. I'm a personal trainer. Everything I'm going to share with you is what I have done research on. I've read books. I follow podcasts. I follow some people on Facebook. I'm not an expert, but I'm going to share with you everything that I have learned, things that I have tried. So take all of this with a grain of salt. It's going to work for some of you. It's going to feel right for some of you, and for some of you it may not, and that's okay. It's whatever is best for you. And I just realized I didn't have that in, so hopefully you guys can hear that first part okay. So we're going to talk about reach outs and social media profile. Now, yesterday when I was talking about reach outs, I said reach outs don't have to be all about Thrive. It doesn't have to be where you go through your friends list and say, oh, I haven't talked to her yet about Thrive, and shoot her a message and say, hey, have you heard of Thrive? Because that's very salesy. That's incredibly impersonal. What I want to encourage you to do is to start to connect with people on a level that has more to do with them, get to know them, find out what's important to them, and then build from there. So a little trick that I use, and I'm hopefully going to be able to show it to you. I'm not sure. It's kind of dark in the office because it's getting ready to storm today, but I'm going to try. If nothing else, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. So if you can't actually see it on the screen, hopefully you can at least follow along with what I'm saying. But there are people who I see on my Facebook feed all the time. Facebook knows who's my sister. Facebook knows who's some of my closest friends, who's my closest associates. Facebook knows who I'm interacting with the most. So a lot of your friends get completely lost and you don't see them. So that's where you start running. That's where people start saying, I'm running out of people. I feel like I've talked to everybody. But if you really think about it, you haven't. And there are ways to print your list. There are a lot of different ways to do it, but I am usually busy, like in a hurry, or even if I'm not, that's just kind of my personality. So a little tip that I have, I'm going to show you now. It's when you pull up your friends from your social media page, from your actual page on Facebook. It's a real quick way to see who's posting recently, and it gives you a way to be like, oh, like yesterday I was looking at some of them. Some people had posted 10 or 12 times. I hadn't seen a single one of them. So this is a little trick that I like to use that I'm going to share with you. And let me see, like I said, I don't know if you guys will be able to really see what I'm doing or not, but I'm hoping, and I don't think, oh, you can zoom in on live. Oh, check that out. I had no idea. Okay, I'm sorry, not a technical guru. Okay, so this is my, and it's probably reading backwards for you guys now that I think about it, but this is my, my page, my personal page. If I go to my friends button and I click, it's going to pull up for me all of my friends. I have recently added, there's birthdays, college. The one that I like to click on is this little button right here. It's called New Posts. So right now, people that I'm friends with who have recently posted, oh, there's my eyeball. They're going to pop up. So I'm going to scroll through here. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to scroll through here, and some of these people I have kept up with, some of these people I know that have been posting, but let me find somebody who I don't really see on my feed a lot. And let me see. Sindra. I don't really see a lot of Sindra's posts because for whatever reason, Facebook doesn't think I need to. But it says right here she's got 6 new posts. So I'm going to click on her page and I'm going to scroll through. So a couple hours ago, she's saying happy birthday to Gracie and Kenzie. So I could comment on that. Hey, happy birthday, girls. Or I could scroll. Oh, look, we got a picture of her foot. You never know what happens on live. She's got some issues going on. So I could comment, I hope you feel better. Notice I'm not commenting, hey, your essential oils are great, but you should try Thrive. No, I'm saying, hey, Cinder, I hope you feel better, because in the grand scheme of things, I hope she feels better, whether she ever thrives or not, right? This is my friend. So I could say, hey, hope you're starting to feel better. Scrolling down, it shows here that she has been donating to the officers through Amazon for Hurricane Harvey. I could comment something on that, like, thanks for sharing that link. That's great information. Or, I'm so proud of you for sharing. Whatever it is that you want to share. But so you see right here, this is a friend of mine, and she cute. This is a friend of mine, and I don't see her post because Facebook doesn't think I need to see her post. But now I've just had a reason to comment on at least 2 or 3, which means I'm going to pop up on her notifications. I'm going to have said something to her that is either important or caring or something like that, and we've reconnected. We've connected again as friends. So that's one right there. That could be one of my reach outs. So I'll go back to that. We're still on the new post. And again, if you're just jumping on, I'm clicking my friends button. There's the all friends recently added, and then it says new post. I'm clicking on where it says new posts. And I'm going to scroll. Obviously, the further down you scroll, these are the people who you probably don't see their posts that much. So let me see if I can find another one. So funny. Like, there's so many people on here. I just checked this yesterday, and there's so many new people showing up that I hadn't seen. Okay, Whitney. Now, Whitney is another thriver, but I'm going to use her as an example. So I'm going to click on Whitney's button. Here she has shared a Thrive story. Here she has shared that she's at an event with some other thrivers. If this was a friend that wasn't a thriver, obviously, and was at an event, I would just say, hey, looking great. Hope you had fun. Another story. Whitney's very good at sharing stories. Maybe she wasn't the best example. Let me go back. Live training. So I'm scrolling. It's funny. So many people are thrivers on my feed. So, all right. So right here, here's she's a past client. She's a friend of the family. I'm going to click on there. She has posted this morning. That was something she was tagged in. She's posted something here this morning. Her daughter is headed into clinicals for the first time. And so I actually have already commented on that because I adore this girl who's doing clinicals. But right there, super excited for you and your family. Congratulations to your daughter. Connect with that person. I'm not mentioning Thrive, but I'm staying in that person's feed. I know what's going on in their life now. So in this case, she says, I'm up early for clinicals this morning with my girl. Well, if I start noticing that she keeps commenting that she's up early, maybe I could offline approach her about, hey, are you getting enough sleep? Hey, what's going on? That kind of thing. So that to me is one of the quickest ways to, I'm gonna have to zoom out because I do not want my face to be that close up. Okay, maybe that's it. That's one of the little quick tricks that I use to connect with people. I just think it's an awesome way to stay in touch with your friends list and to find people who you are missing on your newsfeed, because you guys, it happens. According to Facebook, I don't know, there's over 1,000 people on my friends list, but I swear I feel like I see the same 10 people over and over and over. And when I go into this button and I start scrolling and I look through this, granted, most of these were thrivers at the top. That's why I didn't use them as examples. But the farther down you go, you're going to find your friends who are recently posting. And that's the thing. You want to comment on things that are recent and current in their life. You don't want to scroll back through and be like, oh, hey, I saw 2 years ago you went to a concert. That just looks like you're a stalker. So I think this is a great way to connect with people quickly and in a manner that keeps you up to date on them and helps keep them up to date on you. So now let's say we've reached out to these few people. That is a social media reach out. Okay, I think that's pretty plain and simple that you guys understand that. There are lots of ways to reach out to people. You can text people, you can email people, you can meet people, you can have lunch with people. You human contact pretty much of any kind is a reach out. So let's say somebody posted, maybe I went through that list and I found a current post and maybe there was something that happened to someone or someone's family. It might be more appropriate for me to send them a text or send them a private message and say, hey, I'm thinking of you. If you need anything, let me know, versus just commenting openly on their post. But a lot of people, if you just comment, like yesterday, for example, one of the people that I saw had made a post who I had not seen on my Facebook in a long time, was a friend from high school. She posted a picture of her volleyball team's win. And I had actually heard about this game. I had heard it was a really good game. And I just commented, hey, I heard this was an awesome game. Congratulations. She ended up sending me a message last night like, hey, how are you doing? I haven't talked to you in forever. What's going on? So right there, just me reaching out and taking the time to shoot a quick sentence and acknowledging that. And I did search for her, not particularly, but I found her in that friends recent post from friends that had not shown up on my newsfeed. So I was glad that I found it, but that was actually a conversation starter. So once you have these conversations started, you guys know that when you're curious about someone, you go check out their Facebook page. Don't even lie. I know you do because I do it. So you have to remember, people are going to be checking out your Facebook page. And I will say this is one of the things that may be controversial for some people. And like I said in the beginning, if it feels right for you, go for it. If it doesn't, do your own thing. I'm just sharing with you what I've discovered over time. In the beginning, when I started promoting, granted, that was 2 years ago, so a lot of things are different about Facebook, but 2 years ago, my profile picture had Thrive on it. My cover page had Thrive on it. If you scrolled through my news feed, it was Thrive, 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 Thrive. So basically, I became a walking commercial, which started to make me a very one-dimensional person. And I'm not. I have a lot of stuff that goes on in my life. But because I was so excited about Thrive and I was trying to make sure everybody knew I was a Thriver, I just was spitting it out all the time. And you guys know, when you hop on a website and a pop-up shows up, you click out of it. When you're scrolling through the television and there's commercials, you keep scrolling. So think about that. If your profile is a commercial, you become background noise to people. So I'm going to try to zoom in again. I'm going to try to walk you through my personal page on Facebook and just show you some of the tips and tricks that I have picked up over time. And I have only been incorporating these things for maybe 4 to 6 weeks, but I have noticed a difference with my communication with people. It's on a much more deeper level. When people do approach me about what I do, they are much more open to talking to me about it. Thrive is not the first thing that comes up, but it usually does head that direction. I can tell you in the last 6 weeks, a lot of it was just the personal dedication that I was like, I'm going to Mexico, hell or high water. So I really, really nosed down and started pushing forward. But changing my social media technique, my PPA is probably one of the highest it's ever been in a long time. Let me see, we have a message. You can also ignore messages from people now too and not know they're sending them. Okay, Jesse, do you mean that I would purposely ignore someone's message, or you mean someone is ignoring the message that I'm sending them? Comment on that and let me know what you're doing, and then we'll come back to that. So let me zoom in again, and I appreciate you guys being so patient. There are some software companies that I might look into where you can actually put your screen on the screen, but right now we're just going old-fashioned Facebook Live. Okay, so when you go to my page, whoops, let me scroll to the top. All right, so right away, my cover photo does not say anything about Thrive. It does, however, say something about me as a person, and it's something about me with what I want to do. I'll click and show you. My cover photo says, help others achieve their dreams and you will achieve yours. That's just an awesome quote that I love, and that's something that I want to put out into the world. I like to help people, and I know that in that process, the dreams that I have are going to come true. And obviously, my handsome hubby, I put him in pretty much everything. He's my permanent sidekick. So we have that, and now my profile picture, again, I used to have a Thrive banner around it. It used to just be my Thrive ball cap. Now it's just me. There is a little bit of my fleece showing through. I see now that says where I work, so I might have to adjust that. All right, so as we scroll down, today I posted a picture this morning about the fact that I leased one of the apartments that we own, because I don't just sell Thrive, we own real estate. If you go over here, I say in my intro, I connect people with their hidden potential, inner athlete, and best self. And that is something that I do at my day job and in my side gig. So nowhere in there does it say I sell Thrive. Says I'm married to Tom. Now, some of this information you're seeing because I'm logged in as myself. some of the sheet, like you wouldn't see that I manage the Fitness for You page. Like the public is not going to see that. My featured photos, they used to all be Thrive related. One was my Thrive story, one was my Thrive ball cap, one was me at a Thrive event. Now it's just me and my husband, me and my husband, and us on our wedding day. Just things that, these are more current and these are some of the past, but just a little snippet of, of who I am. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but let me back up one sec. If you go up to the top, my page, and this is something that you have to decide if you want to do, my page is public, which means I don't have to be friends with everybody. They can follow my page, but I don't actually have to be their Facebook friend. That is really important to me because I was starting to get, I think I was up to like 25 or 2,000 friends, and I have gone through and I've deleted a lot of people because a lot of those people were just other Thrivers who we had connected over Facebook. But you have to understand, if they're already thriving, they're not contributing to my business. And I know that might sound horrible to some of you, but I use social media to grow my business. And so that's what's important to me. So they can still follow me. They can still comment on my stuff because my page is public. But I'm not directly connected to them where they're kind of cluttering up my newsfeed. I try to keep my friends list small and keep it true friends, people I need to be connected to, and not just every Thriver under the sun. Because you can't network with people if you can't connect to them, and you can't connect to them if they can't find you. So the things I do have to keep in mind, because my page is public, when I post maybe say a picture of my nephews, I go back into, let me show you how you do that. I'm not sure if you can see, but right under my name, so it says my name, it says I posted this 45 minutes ago, I did it through Instagram. To the right of that, there's a little button. It says public. So I can click on that and I can say, no, I only want to share this with friends, or I only want myself to. There's lots of options. But if it's a picture of my nephews or maybe some of my other friends' kids, I protect that. I think that's important that you protect your family and your friends, especially little ones. So I would not keep that as a public post. I would go in and I would change that. So yes, that is a little bit of responsibility on my part, but I feel like social media is your responsibility. What you put out there on social media is your responsibility. So that is something to keep in mind. I encourage you, if you are using social media for business, make your profile public. I'll show you how to do that right now. You go over to, and this is on the PC, so if you guys are on your phones, it might be a little different. But I'm going to go over to this little drop-down arrow. I'm going to go down to my settings, and because I've already done it, I'm not sure if I know what I'm doing. Right here it says public posts. I'm going to click that, and I have made, like up here, you can choose if you want it to be public or just your friends. I've made it public, and you can come down here. Who can comment on your post? Who do you want to get notifications from? So on and so on and so on. But one of the things I think is really neat is once you're public, you can go in here every now and then, and you can say, it says, do you want to know what your followers see? View your public timeline. So I'm going to click my public timeline so that we're all just seeing what the public would actually see. So it's going to see 9 of your profile pictures. You guys, I had so many profile pictures that were thrive, that I actually went in and deleted a lot of my profile pictures. So now when someone clicks on here, there is a little snippet of Fitness for You. Here's a little Thrive ball cap, but this is not all Thrive in your face, right? This is Tammy. This is who I am. This is what I'm doing. I want people to know who I am and what I care about and what I'm passionate about, because I believe when people truly understand what I'm passionate about, they're going to be more likely to want to work with me. That's my goal, and that's what I'm trying to use my social media for. So we scroll down. Here's a perfect example of where I don't vomit Thrive on people. I say, some days I want to pinch myself. Since my company is already sending me to Puerto Vallarta, we're going to add some extra days and celebrate our anniversary. My company. I want people to think, if they don't already know, I want people to think, who's her company? What does she do? And they're going to get nosy. They're going to scroll up and they're going to go, she connects with people and their hidden potential. They're going to click the About button. Right? They're curious now. They want to know. They're going to see over here that I'm married to Tom. If they want to click on where I work, they're not going to see any. Well, they just see Miami and Lebanon. Places I've lived, I don't have any of that. contact and basic info. Now here, if they've really searched for me, if they've done this on their own, they are now going to find my Lavelle story that was posted by Lavelle, and they're going to find my 2 websites. They're going to find my Lavelle and my Fitness for You. That's our brick and mortar training facility. This is where you can go into and you can give some details about yourself if you'd like. I don't know how many people actually go that far. Some people might, and if you feel like you want to, that's cool. Family and relationships, aside from my husband, I don't have any of my other family and stuff tagged in my post. I don't feel like, again, because I'm public, I don't feel like it's necessary for people to be searching all of that information. So right now I don't have any workplaces to show, which is cool, because they may say, hey, for instance, the woman's post that I commented on last night, we kicked up a conversation. If she's trying to stalk me today, she might be thinking, well, wait, now where does she work at? It doesn't say, and who is this company? So that may trigger her to say to me, hey, Tammy, I saw your company sending you to Puerto Vallarta. What is it that you do? Oh my gosh, you guys, when they come to you curious, it is so much easier to talk about what you do versus trying to attack them and ask them what they do. Or, I'm sorry, tell them what you do. So, again, I'm showing here I'm a landlord. I'm showing here my company is sending me to Puerto Vallarta. This is just an honest post I made the other day about Hurricane Harvey and seeing the devastation. This is a not flattering post, but again, it just shows the beautiful side of landlording. This is just some flowers that my husband got me. I thought that was super sweet. Here's one of those examples where it's pictures of my nephew. So this is not actually a public post. You have to be my friend or a friend of a friend to see that. We had a fun little party over the weekend for my cousin. So hopefully you're getting the idea here that if someone hops on my page, I just want them to be intrigued. I want them to be curious. I want them to see that I'm multidimensional. A lot of people want to go on Facebook and say, I'm so busy. I get so much done. I feel so, hang on, we'll get there. I get so much done. I'm so busy. I wouldn't be able to do all this without my Thrive. That's a commercial, you guys. I understand you want to share that with people. I understand that you're excited about it, but that's a commercial. Let me show my face real quick. Oh, we're so close. Woo, we're going to back out of that. I'm just going to be really honest with you. I want you to think about this. It's human nature. I work with humans all day long. We can be super nice, but we can also be super jealous, super catty, super envious. Misery loves company. So if you're on Facebook talking about how great you feel, all the work you got done that morning, your laundry's done, your kids are dressed, your house is clean, most people are thinking, whoop-de-doo. And I know that sounds horrible. Think about it. When you post that kind of stuff, who comments on it? Other Thrivers. Or your mom. Other Thrivers or your mom. People who think that's awesome. It might plant a seed in someone's head. It might not. It might plant a seed of jealousy. It might plant a seed of, well, who does she think she is? Or who does he think he is? What I'm trying to show on my Facebook page is that I am busy. I do have a lot of stuff I do. I do have a lot of fun. I do work a lot. I'm not talking about what I'm doing and how much I'm getting done. I'm just showing you what's going on in my world. And if you are looking at that and you're thinking, man, how does she do all that? Or man, how did she get into that? Or whatever it is. So for instance, the post about leasing my apartment, if someone says, oh, I didn't even know you had an apartment in town. When did that happen? You guys, that's opening a conversation. And that's what I'm going to say. Well, I used to have a store. And then when I closed it, I started using it as a rental. And then I, went to work with my husband at Fitness for You. And it's going to lead into my story naturally. And they're curious about it. I'm not pushing it on them. So something that, it used to be on Facebook, the more likes you got, the more exposure you got. Now Facebook wants you to get comments. It used to be about influencing people. So influence marketing was, hey, I'm Tammy, I'm awesome, and I'm a thriver. You want to be like me. Well, that's obviously faded. I don't think it took a whole lot of genius to figure that wasn't going to last long. Now it's all about curiosity. It's about making people curious about what you're doing and how you're doing it. So when I do a lot of my videos, you might see a DFT peeking out. I don't have it on my forehead, right? When I talk about an event I'm at, I might just talk about how amazing the people are and how I'm so blessed to get to be with these people. I'm not even mentioning Thrive. When I talk about the fact that, it's like if you follow something and someone's thinking, oh, she was with her clients this morning and now she's painting an apartment and now she's meeting a friend for lunch and now she's back. If they are thinking, how is she doing all that? I mean, sometimes people just send me messages. They're like, how do you do it? And I'm like, shoo, girl, let me tell you. I can totally tell you how I do it. Let's talk later. And that's when I lead into my story. I wasn't doing it all well. I wasn't having the energy, but I found this product that makes me feel good. Do you see how it's so much easier to talk to somebody when they ask you the questions, when they are curious about you? So become someone, don't become someone, become you. Go back to being you on Facebook. I don't want to ramble too much, and we could go a lot of different directions, but let me show you one more thing that I have started doing, because here we go, we're zoomed in on my eyeballs. We are encouraged to share Lavelle Facebook fan page stories, and I have been a sharer of the stories. However, I have noticed in my own mind and a lot of people's mind, I started noticing the only people liking them were other Thrivers, so that to me was a red flag. So what I've started doing is I actually go into the story, I copy the picture, and I post the picture on my page, and then I go in and I copy all the verbiage. I didn't write this. This is the verbiage that was from the Lavelle fan page. But what I've done is I've gone in. I think her story probably started off with, my name is Roberta Wolf, and this is my Thrive story. I went in and said, her name is Roberta Wolf, and this is her story of transformation. And I've gone in and made sure. Some of the stories it's easy to do because it's already done, just the way it's written. But I make sure and go in, and the first paragraph or so, I make sure it doesn't say the word Thrive. I make sure when they get that little, and I'm not sure how to, I don't know how to go back to get just the preview without canceling out of all this. But anyway, so now when somebody sees this, it just looks like I'm sharing a story about this girl named Roberta. It's her transformation. And the whole beginning is the hook. Like, they're in there, right? She's 51. She's got 3 kids. She's got grandkids. She was tired. She wasn't getting enough sleep. And they're like, yes, yes. And then, bam, my friend was using Thrive. I can guarantee you if the story just says shared from Lavelle, and it's got the little Thrive logo, and it says, this is my Thrive transformation, people are scrolling by. The only people clicking like on that stuff are Thrivers. If you go down here, I actually got some hearts and 13 likes on a story, and I don't get that kind of feedback on just sharing a Lavelle story. So yes, it takes a little bit of time because I have to copy and paste the picture, and I have to copy and paste the verbiage and tweak the verbiage at the top, but people are stopping to read it. People are stopping to see what's going on. So I guess what I'm saying here, on your social media, don't vomit Thrive. Just like we tell people when you are talking to someone for the first time, don't vomit Thrive on them. It's the same thing on social media, you guys. When you haven't seen somebody for months or years and you reconnect on social media, if the first thing you do is ask them if they've heard of Thrive, you would never walk up to someone in the grocery store and be like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in 5 years. Have you heard of Thrive? You wouldn't do that. Treat people the same way you would in life as you do on social media. Grow the curiosity of what you're doing. Help open up doors for conversations. And I'm telling you, the more you focus on their life and what's going on in their world, the more they're going to tell you what's going on, and the more they're going to ask you if you have any ideas of what they could do to be helped in that situation. So I really did not want this video to go long, but I'm such a talker. So reach outs do not have to be Thrive related. Reach outs intentions are to connect you with people. Get connected. Yeah. Is it going to take some time? Yes. Is it worth the time? Yes. If it takes you 3 months to get a lot of really solid connections, but it also gets you an auto bonus at the end of 3 months, is that great? Yes. Are you going to read about people who get their auto bonus in the first 10 days? Yeah, and good for them. I don't know what happens after that for 10 days. I know when I hit the ground running, I took off, it exploded, it was crazy, it was almost easy, if you can believe that, and then bam, it wasn't. Because why? Because I had puked vomit all over, Thrive all over people. No one had questions for me anymore because they were all like, oh, she's the Thrive girl. That's just Tammy, the Thrive girl. People were actually asking me, do you still train at Fitness for You? Yeah, every day. Every day I work with clients. And when I started realizing that people thought I just sat in my office and peddled not pharmaceuticals, peddled nutraceuticals all day, that's when I realized that I had made myself one-dimensional, and I'm not. We have so much that goes on in this world. So I'm going to end this video here. I'm probably going to fire up and do a second video because I want to talk about social media stories and how they can incorporate, and I want to do that now while I'm here and not traveling. So if you've watched this one all the way through with me, thank you so much. You do not have to log on right back and watch the other one, but I'm just trying to bust out some videos while I can. So please comment below if you have questions. Please comment below if there's something that you took away from this video that you were like, man, I've never thought of that before. I want this to be an interactive group. My videos that I'm hopping on are just to help you, to help get you thinking, to help push you forward. But remember, the core of this group is that challenge that you printed off yesterday. So you've got reach outs to do today. I just showed you the super fast, easiest, quickest way to connect with 3 people on Facebook that you haven't talked to in forever. You're not going to talk about Thrive. You're going to talk about them, but that's 1, 2, 3, bam, you're done. You're going to get your personal development in, whether that's starting to read your book today or if you're going to watch some YouTubes or listen to something. I hope you all started your morning off with your I ams. I know that some of you are just getting ramped up and starting these conversations. So yeah, you're probably not churning out 3-way calls just yet. But I promise you, if you keep working on this, people are going to start asking you, what is it that you do? What is it that you're talking about? How is it that you do all this? And that's going to lead you into, let me call again, tell ya. That's going to lead you into that 3-way call naturally. So I hope this is helpful. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.